and welcome to tonight's episode of a show we call Watch This Space. My name's Carl.
I'm Karen.
And I'm Ivan.
And this is a show like no other, where we are dedicated to showing you the people before they reach their stardom, and people who we believe you should watch this space for. On today's show, we have a young and upcoming radio DJ from a national youth radio station known as Represent FM, a station designed by the youth for the youth. TY has been at the station for several years and since then has held the title for holding the flagship show, giving over thousands of listeners and even gained the attention of BBC Radio 1 and 1Extra. Today we have TY right here to explain the ups and downs of his journeys.
You right?
Right. You're right. How are you?
I'm right, not too bad. Not too bad. It took me a while to get here today. It took me like a good 2 hours. Come from London. I'm not used to the whole kind of train here and that.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's
You ever
alright.
been to Luton before?
Yeah, I was in here like 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad. I came from, it was my birthday 3 weeks ago.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Firstly, we wanted to know what inspired you to get into the radio scene. How did it all start?
Basically, how it started off was I got involved in Represent through a course I used to do a lot of filming. I started a project with Choice FM, which is now obviously Capital Extra. I went round, I was filming for Richard Black was producer. I done a little lifestyle documentary on him. So I was doing a cameraman, interviewing and everything, doing what you're kind of doing to me, which is a bit weird. So I done that for a bit. I done that for about a year and a bit. After that, I started to get involved in kind of the radio aspects of things. They let me have my first trial show, which was called The Epidemic. Which looking back on it now is a bit cringy, but that's what kind of got me involved into radio.
Awkward.
Yeah.
What made you want to get into radio?
I used to want to get into TV. Like I used to always want to get into TV. I thought like if I could find the right co-host, I could kind of do a cool Ant and Dec and that, get me? But my co-host ain't that cool to be honest, but it still works out. So obviously I went in to do that, trying to get in the way of TV. Then I just kind of preferred the radio side of things to the whole presenting kind of side of things.
So how would you describe your radio personality, and is it different to the real Tyler?
No. I'm me all around. TY is 24/7 in action, in play.
So it's the same person on radio,
on radio,
real life,
on radio.
Girls.
You're not Two-Faced, basically.
No. I'm the same person I am all the time, every time. Yeah, I'm me on radio and right now as well.
Well, if you are who you are right now, what's been your most embarrassing moment on air?
My most embarrassing moment on air has to be when it was a Mother's Day special, and my co-host at the time made me list all the bad attributes about my mum, and they brought my mum in while we was doing this, and I didn't realise she was behind me. Yeah, it's kind of awkward.
You're grounded.
What happened? What happened? Did your mum just come in and start cussing?
No. She had to smile because on the radio airing it, she couldn't really curse no bad words, but like.
You're saying, wait till we get back home.
Yeah, I didn't get through that day as well. Yeah, so it was a bit tragic.
What are your views on the current radio stations such as Capital Extra, BBC One Radio? What are your views on them? What do you think about them?
To be honest, there's only a few kind of shows I listen to. Big fan of David Radigan. I listen to him. I listen to Shawnee B quite a lot as well. And I like a presenter called E+. He plays on Capital Extra. Apart from that, and Toddler T on Radio 1Extra as well, and Radio 1Extra, I listen to him all the time as well. But apart from that, unless it's my station, I don't really kind of listen to anything else.
According to the research that we did, you were on your Twitter and you were on BBC One Radio.
Yeah,
I think 2 weeks ago.
Last week, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be given the opportunity to take part in a clash against some of 1Extra's resident DJs and another team. Can't remember the name. But yeah, we was going head to head with them in the competition and we won.
Wow,
which is,
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Man. Wow. So what does that mean then?
It means next month, everyone, February, you can hear me doing a live show on Toddler T for the last, I believe it's the last Alvy show, covering it. So
and that's going to be on Radio 1 and 1Extra?
Yeah, it's going to be on Radio 1, BBC Radio 1.
Wow, that's big things, man. So, I mean, obviously, you've been with a charity-funded station, so, I mean, what are your views on pirate stations? Like, would you condone it for, like, people that are trying to get into doing radio?
Yeah, definitely. I think any kind of platform you could get to kind of get your foot in the doors is always an option to take. Our station, as I said, started out as a community-based station. It was only online. Then we actually, because we grew the station, we actually went across, and the guy who I co-host with actually went and pitched for the license as well. So when we got the kind of FM license, it was a good kind of push for us because it allowed us to compete with all the other pirate stations. But yeah, as I say, it doesn't really matter kind of what station, whether it's kind of commercial or pirate. as long as you can get your foot in the door and people can hear what you're doing.
Get the
yeah.
experience, basically.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
for the people that don't know in the audience and watching, what kind of music do you play on your? Because I know you've got your own show, haven't you? High Energy.
Yeah, yeah. At the moment, I play a lot of on my show. I play a lot of like bashment, dance, or reggae, and all that kind of stuff. But I also used to do lunchtime as well. So I used to play like a lot of commercial music, a lot of house, bass. I like that kind of music as well. And so yeah.
So if like you said, you've done you do a dancehall and bashment show, and the station you work for represent is a youth-led radio station.
Yeah.
Now, bashment is seen as very derogative genre
women.
of music.
Yeah.
So then, I mean, how do you feel about pushing that music towards the youth of today? I mean,
To be honest, I always had this kind of view. Like you always could. It depends what you let influence you. Like obviously, there's music out there that's kind of bad and that.
Yeah.
But it's.
I agree.
Yeah, it's how you let influence you. If you are kind of so small-minded where music is going to influence you, then that's your kind of business. It doesn't really bother me, to be honest. At the end of the day, I see it as just music. Whatever sounds good, I play. Yeah.
Yeah.
could you do us your favorite dancehall dance, please?
No way. Nah. That's awkward. That's awkward.
What was it?
You know what
I
is?
saw it on the website. What was it? Was
Yeah.
it the Gully Creeper?
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Yeah.
Can you show us how to do the gully creeper?
No, I would, yeah, but I need my I need my partner in crime to be here
partner in
too.
crime.
Oh,
yeah.
it's it.
It's a duo
Yeah,
team,
it's a duo.
basically.
Yeah. It would
So,
be
I mean-
unfair just to see me do it. Like,
All right. So I mean, where do you see yourself in the next 2 to 3 years? Would you say?
2 to 3 years, hopefully on a big station, whether it's the likes of Kiss, Radio 1 Extra, Capital. I think I will be there within the next kind of 3 years, to be honest. Yeah.
How do you plan about going there?
Through hard work, really. It's all about kind of creating your brand. It's the process I'm at the moment. The last kind of 7 years, I've been in radio since I was about 13. I'm like now 21. So you've like 7, 8 years. It's all been like trying to get your name out there, trying to kind of build your craft and just become an expert at it.
Promote yourself.
Yeah, and that as well. But now I think because we've kind of mastered the craft, we're kind of good at what we do. It's all about creating that brand and pushing that brand out there. And
Definitely.
that's the kind of aim for 2015.
Okay.
This is
So
your year. This
Yeah,
is
it's
your
my year,
mate.
mate.
So you
Yeah.
spoke about your most embarrassing moment when your mum came into the studio on
Yeah.
Mother's Day. What would be your most funniest moment on air?
Funniest moment on air. I don't. Yeah, one time we was doing an interview and we had a guest in the studio, and I can't remember who it was, but we had a camera crew filming, and like they set up all the lighting and stuff like that. It was all like kind of around where I'm producing and everything like that, and the lighting wire got caught with my headphone wire. So the light kind of fell on the guest's head
No
while he
way.
was filming him. Yeah, it was funny. It was right.
I
It
bet
was
you
kind
wasn't
of funny.
happy about that.
Nah. I was laughing.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. People tend to say that radio is not really current anymore. Like, for example, like I've got many favorite songs. I can go on YouTube right now to listen to it. But radio, you can't do that. So therefore, people are saying radio is not really current anymore. What are your views? Is radio relevant, not relevant?
I don't know how they can say that to us. Radio is kind of really relevant. If you especially look at the Breakfast Club in America, we've got Charlemagne, Angelique,
Charlemagne,
DJ,
AD,
yeah.
105.1.
Everyone kind of goes there to get the latest gossip on all those artists. And I think as long as you've got good presenters on your show, radio will always be relevant because
Yeah.
they'll always kind of tap into the artists and find out what
Because I mean, it's
other
like
people are afraid of.
it's about the banter and the energy
Yeah.
in there when they're doing it as well.
Yeah.
Like you have banter with your guests. It's not like on YouTube you can click and play a song.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's not being hosted like radio. I agree with what you're saying. Radio is still relevant.
Yeah, and obviously radio, from time to time, if you know the right people, you might always be given an exclusive that you get to air first, so it's
Yeah.
always kind of a bonus as well.
So with you being at your position where you're at now and being quite big in the scene, I mean, what advice would you give to other young people that are trying to get into radio?
I think with any kind of career related to entertainment, I think it's all about consistency and patience. Like I said, I started when I was about 13, 14. I'm now 21, and it took me all that time just to be given a kind of a hour slot on Radio 1.
Yeah.
We've always been kind of working with them and everything like that. Obviously, I've been to BBC a few times, but obviously to be given the opportunity, it did take me quite a while. And it's not because anyone else is better than me, or it just wasn't the time. And especially with this entertainment thing, you've got to wait for them to give you your time to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
As long as you're kind of consistent and you
Showing
kinda
them
do
that
it.
you're working.
I agree.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
So how do you plan on becoming successful in what you do?
How I become.
Do you plan on having your own show?
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
future?
Ideally, I would like to obviously get my own show on a bigger station, as I said, like a Radio 1 or Capital. Then I want to kind of go into TV.
Okay.
Then, yeah, go from there, really.
Well, TY, thank you for coming down, you know, to take the time out to come and talk to us today.
Yeah.
Ivan?
Unfortunately, that's all we have time for tonight's show. Thank you for coming down, and we wish you the best in the future.
Thanks.
We're not out of words, we're out of time. Till next week.
Take
Watch
care.
this space.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was really good. You already asked that question. We already